Ireland, France is upon us. The first game of the Six Nations is here. Ireland wanting to go back-to-back Six Nations, back-to-back Grand Slams. And France want to ruin the party. France want to reclaim that Six Nations title off Ireland. And it all starts this Friday night in Marseille. It doesn't get bigger than this. Like, how is the final of the Six Nations the first game? I said it in my previews of all the teams. This game, whoever wins this game, I feel like he's going to win the Six Nations. What a game we are looking at here. Let's get into it. Both teams have dropped. Both 23 squad names have dropped. Absolute cracker of a game coming up. Both teams have gone for a 6-2 split on the bench. I think it's both teams knowing that this is just going to be a physical battle, a battle of the forwards. So much so that almost the whole entire pack of forwards are going to be swapped over at like around the 50, 60 minute mark. And both teams have realized this. So, interesting. I mean, last time they played was at the Aviva Stadium in Dublin. Ireland walking away convincing winners of 32-19. France did win the previous two games of that, before last year. But history, mate. Friday night's the only thing that matters. Everything before that, whatever. So let's get into it. Head to head. Oh man, those front row and locks for both sides, immense. France, I feel like more use their front row and locks as they go forward, as strong ball carriers, where Ireland don't. Yes, Ireland will use some of the Porter will carry the ball, or Furlong every now and then will carry the ball. Sheehan, obviously, definitely a ball carrier, more out on the 15 meters, in between the 15 meters, like in the trams. Where I feel like France, man, Malvaka, Antonio, Paul Willemse, big tight five that they use predominantly to get them on that front foot. That is going to be an interesting clash there. I think the clash of the twos, of the hookers, Malvaka and Sheehan, I've said this before, they both play a very similar style of play, both built the same, very similar attributes, and bring kind of the same game to their respective sides. I think Malvaka is on a bit bigger, more form at the moment. His form from the World Cup going into Toulouse, now coming into this, is just, he's running on a high. But I think that clash will be massive. I think both teams will be looking to target scrum time. As you saw in that Full Contact documentary where Andrew Porter was talking, Andrew Porter and Antonio clashing, and Antonio got the better of him in last year's, or the previous year, 2022's Six Nations. That's gonna be juicy. I don't know what happens in the front row, but it is always it's a big part of rugby. So both teams will be looking to capitalize on that. Aldrich and Olivon, this is now looking on the French side. Massive for them when they go forward. Like I said, France use their tight five with carries, but Aldrich and Olivon are strong carries of the ball as well. I think their clash, or their opposites, have got the one up on them though. That combination of Van der Fleer, Caelan Doris and Pete Marnie is unreal. They all three bring different styles, different bits to the Irish game. And now that Omani's been named captain, I think he's just going to go to that next level. Josh Van der Fleer is just a workhorse. And then Doris just kind of complements both of them. He does a bit of both. He does a bit of the tough stuff, loves getting around the park, work rate, tackles, strong carry of the ball. And I think what he does off the ball is really important for the Irish side as well. I think that the big one and the big talking point for both sides I think bigger for Ireland is obviously Sexton leaving or retiring and Jack Crowley stepping into that role. Versus Yellow Bear's been in sublime form for Bordeaux. Sublime form. He'll be going in there with confidence sky high. I think Crowley have a little bit more pressure on him. Obviously, he's got massive boots to fill. You're not just walking in and playing at the same level as Johnny Sexton. But I think the way Ireland play, I don't think there'll be much disruption there, him coming in. He's got a good boot. He's learned obviously a lot under Johnny Sexton. He plays with a lot of the guys. He plays for Munster. Amani, his captain at Ireland, plays with at Munster as well. They'll have a good relationship on the field. I just think, obviously, he'll have the pressure of filling Sexton's boots. He's probably kicking to goal as well. Just that add a little bit of pressure that on the other side of the pitch, Yellow Bear is just, here's your chef hat, go cook. Go cook, boy. Ramos is at the back taking the kicks. Yellow Bear must just cook. And that's a scary, scary prospect. I do think Crowley will be helped a lot by the player inside him and the player outside him. You look at Jamison Gibson-Park has been holding down that 9 jumper, him and Conor Murray, but I think Gibson-Park's had the upper hand now for the past few seasons. It's like ball on a platter. On a platter, one of the fittest on the field. So he's everywhere around the park. And like I said previously, controls the tempo of the Irish attack. So Crowley having that knowledge inside him and then having someone like Bundy Aki outside you, where if you're in the shit, just pop the ball. Bundy Aki. On defense, he's got you. On attack, he's got you. When you're in the shit, giving the ball, Bundy Aki straightening the line, drawing in 2 or 3 players. They'll use him. They'll use Bundy Aki, that short, or him as a dummy runner to play out the back. Having those two either side of him will be tremendous or immense for Jack Crowley. That matchup of Aki and Dante is going to be, that's nice too. That's what you want, these matchups. 2 very similar style players. I think Bundy Aki's got the edge over Dante. He's more mobile, can move laterally a bit better, I think. But man, both hard running, got good soft skills. That's going to be nice. I saw they've moved Mofana onto the wing over Louis Beret. I think they've gone for a bit more beef. Beret is fast, twinkle toes, but is not much of him. And Mofana's a bit bigger, less pace, but big, strong. So they'll be using him and Dante and Gael Fiku to hit that. Probably put a lot of pressure on Crowley. Run in his channel, let him make a lot of tackles. So that'll be interesting to see. And on the other wing for France, Damien Penaud is in the form of his life. Like, what do you say? Give him the ball. Give him the ball. You know, in that first few minutes, anywhere on the field, almost pretty much anywhere from 50 meters, Ramos can hit the 3 points. So they'll definitely be doing that. I've got both of them in my fantasy, Damien Penaud and Ramos. So, this to be the first game of the Six Nations, how good. It can only get better from it. Well, I mean, hopefully. This is probably the best game. Like, you want to start at the top and go up. We're going to start. This is the level, and we're just going up. I'm going France by 6. Home crowd. The loss of Sexton. I did say it won't make too much of a disruption. It is still a big disruption. It takes Jack Crowley out. Might take him a few games to get used to running the cutter there at 10. Who knows? Who knows? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. My Irish fans, I'm sorry. It's Marseille. I get it. But I think France will be too strong. I hope I'm proven wrong. France by 6. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And I'll see you next time. Bye.